Good morning, boys and girls. I am going to show you another paper toy today. Today we're going to make origami paper frogs. I'm going to be using a thin card because I find it works just a little bit better, but actually you can make these using anything, like quite literally anything. As long as it is in a rectangular shape, you can use anything. I have been making these since I was in high school, and I make them all the time. If I find a rectangular piece of thing, a leaflet, I'll just make it into a frog, because why not, right? And you might be wondering, Miss Milne, why are you wearing a giraffe onesie? Well, I decided today that lockdown can be quite tricky and it can make us feel a wee bit sad at times, and I decided that today I wanted to do a craft while I'm nice and comfy in my onesie. So I'm going to do this craft dressed as a giraffe, because that's the great thing about lockdown, is that if you don't feel like putting on some clothes and you just want to wear your PJs and do arts and crafts, you can. That's the joy of it. Okay, so let's do fun tasks in our pajamas today. Okay, so we're gonna make origami frogs. So origami is a Japanese art, and it's about folding paper to look like different things. And so, like I said, today we're going to be doing a frog, and it's relatively simple. Once you kind of get the knack of it, it's easy enough to do. So I'll take it nice and slow, so as to try and make sure that everybody sees what we're doing. Okay, so what you need then is a piece of card or paper. It doesn't really matter, you can do it with anything. I've just chosen to do it with card because it's a fun colour. You can also decorate your paper before you do it as well and make it a stripy frog or a spotty frog, or quite literally anything you want. You can make big frogs, tiny frogs, anything you want. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, step one, is we're going to first of all fold our corner, and we're going to fold it down onto the line to make a triangle like that. So when you're folding it, you want to fold it down so that this part here comes together to make a nice straight line. Okay, so some of these folds can be quite tricky. It just takes practice, but ask somebody at home to give you a wee help with folding. These toys that we're making, the paper toys, are really good to help us with our folding skills, because folding can be quite tricky, and folding, it just takes practice. Okay, so that's the very first thing you're going to do. You're going to make a triangle. Then what we're going to do is we're going to fold it so that our corner ends up down here. So again, it's about trying to do it as neat as possible. Just folding it down, making sure that it's nice and folded quite heavy, so that you've got a triangle that looks like this. So all I did was I folded it down like so. Okay, and then what I like to do is I like to just fold it back on itself in all the different folds. Open it up, fold it backwards, just fold it lots of different ways in the folds, because it makes the next part nice and easy. Okay, and then once you've done that, you want to make sure that you have it where it looked like the first time. So you did your fold, then your second fold, so that what you've got here looks like this. Okay, and then we're going to open it up, and this is the tricky part. So again, it takes practice. So don't worry if at first you're thinking, I can't get it. Just practice and it will work. So what you're going to do is you want to hold. So we've got different kind of triangles. We've got 1, 2, 3 triangles, and then this big section at the bottom. You want to hold on to these two middle parts here, okay? And then just squeeze, because what you'll find is there'll be a cross. Do you see how it comes at a cross? So we're looking at this point here. Okay, so you'll see here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push this part down, okay? And what you're wanting to do is you want to push this part down so that And just, if you find that it's a bit chunky here, just squeeze that in to try and make it more of a point, okay? And then you're just pushing it down. Don't worry if it's not super neat, it'll still work. You're pushing it down so you've got something that looks like that, okay? So again, you're holding, so you've got it like this. You're holding in the two bits at the bottom, put it down, and you're pushing this top bit down. And again, if it's chunky at the top, just squeeze it in to try and make sure it's nice and pointy. And you're then just making sure that it's nice and tight. All those folds are nice and tight. So you've got something that looks like that. Okay. The next part then, what we're going to do is we're going to fold our top, because what you've got is you've got a top kind of triangle here. And we want to fold our top two bits that are sticking out up to the top, okay? So it'll only let you go so far. So I'll just make the fold and then I'll show you, okay? So to do that, you're going to fold it up so you can get a nice straight line down the middle. It will only let you go so far, so try not to rip it. If you feel like it's pulling and it's ripping at it, it's been pulled too far, because it will stop you going too far and you will get that nice big line. So it's like you're making more triangles. There's a triangle, there's a triangle, there's a big triangle. There's just loads of triangles in this one, okay? And then you're going to do the same on the other side. So you're going to fold it up so that the edge of your triangle at the side ends up at the top, okay? So then you'll have something that looks like, and I'm just going to make sure that's nice and tight on my folds, you have something that looks like this, okay? Then the next part is we're going to concentrate on this bit here. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold this triangle kind of in on itself. Okay, so again, I'll make the fold and then I'll show you. So what you're doing is you're folding it in so that it joins in with this line, okay? So you're just wanting to fold it in so that it's nice and neat, because then you've got this nice neat edge, because before it's like we had it coming all the way out here. We want to fold it in so that we've got this nice neat edge here, okay? And I'll do the same on the other side. So again, you're folding it in and just making sure it's nice and neat, okay? So you want to try and make those edges as neat as possible, but again, if it's not super neat, that's okay, it comes with practice. It should still work, but the neater it is, then the easier it's going to be for, well, I'll show you the next part. Okay, so then you'll have something that will look like this, okay? And the last thing we're going to do is we're then going to fold this part here. So we've got our top part, and then we've got our bottom part. So this top part is the body of the frog. This bottom part here makes the legs of the frog. So to make the legs of the frog, you're going to fold it up. So again, I'll fold it and then I'll show you. Okay, so you're going to fold it up so that you're folding it right at the bottom of the body. Okay, like that. And then what you folded here, you're then going to fold back on itself again. Oops. And so I'm trying to fold it and it's not doing what I want it to do. So I'm just opening it up and I'm just pushing it into where I want it to go. So if you find that it's not letting you put it where you want it to go, just force it a little bit, okay? So what I've done, so I had that, and then I just fold this back on itself. So it looks like that. So then you have something. So to make, so we've got the body, and to make the legs, we folded it up in itself and then back to make some legs. And then there you go. You've got your frog. And the great thing about the frog is if you push on the bottom, he jumps. Whee! So what you can do is you can make lots of frogs. You can make frogs with your family members, and you can have frog races. You can try and jump them into lots of different parts. I think Ziggy's enjoying our frogs today. Maybe not. And have races, try and get them, see if you can jump them high into different things, have fun with them. You can make big ones, you can make tiny ones, and like I said, if you're finding it really tricky to start with, it just takes practice, okay? So have fun with it, enjoy, and wear your comfies, and I will see you next time. Bye!